document shows the U.S. Supreme Court could soon overturn abortion rights. New this hour how the Biden administration is preparing for a fight.
Also, Colorado families with good jobs still can't afford to buy a home. How lawmakers will try to help.
And the Avalanche are getting ready to start their quest for the Stanley Cup.
Every momentum swing, every bouncing puck, every board battle just matters that much more.
And we hope it all falls in the Avs' favor.
16 wins is all it takes.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
16 wins.
It's going to be some late nights for you, Lisa.
There's some major stress going on in our house.
I bet.
If he's not golfing, he's stressing about hockey. So we have what is going to be a pretty mild start to our day. As far as temperatures go, we're in the low to mid 30s. It's chilly, but it's nice that the roads are drier. We do have quite a bit of cloud cover out there, areas of patchy fog. There will be more sunshine actually out west right now, but as your kids are getting ready for school, we still have some kids getting ready to walk out the door this morning. They're at the bus stop, some low to mid 30s right now. Wear a jacket. It's going to be chilly. We'll be under a partly sunny sky with some low to mid 60s by the time they get home, right around 3 to about 5 o'clock. Low mid 60s from Denver to Fort Collins, just a touch cooler up to the northeast. More 50s than 40s in the central mountains today and 60s on the western slope. So it's a pretty pleasant afternoon in store. We do have, again, partly sunny skies though today, and there's more rain and snow on the way. I'm going to show you the timing of that here with this next storm. Tomorrow is going to be the coolest day on our Super 7 day, but we have 2 days of 80s coming up too. I'll show you when those are here in just a few minutes.
And we do have some trouble spots and some low clouds for us to deal with, especially to the north side from really Thornton 120th on up here to Erie. At one point, well, it's hard to see I-25, but actually at one point it was even hard to see the bridge here, even just the railing. So it is ebbing and flowing, but the limited visibility is definitely a problem for us up north. The drive on 6th Avenue is going to be a problem too. A driver is telling me that we do have some road work of some sort on the westbound side between Sheridan and Wadsworth. So coming in from Federal heading west, you're going to have a couple extra minutes where you usually see just wide open freeway heading on over to I-70. It's going to take you a couple extra minutes. The south side of town, you can see that on the C470 drive on the map, we did have a crash right by University. Still a little slow around Broadway, a couple extra minutes there, and that south side town is really busy right now.
Let's take a live look now at the U.S. Supreme Court. You can see a podium set up, protesters speaking after that leaked document revealed what may be the future of abortion rights in our country. All morning, we are taking a 360 in-depth look and bringing you new developments as they come in.
We are going to break down the specifics of that draft opinion from the Supreme Court and where the majority of justices stand. We're also hearing new reaction from the local and national levels.
And a look at a new law Colorado lawmakers just put into place in anticipation of this happening.
We start our coverage with Denver 7's Veronica Acosta near the state capitol this morning, where we've learned there will be a protest tonight and possibly smaller ones throughout the day.
That protest that you're talking about this evening, Brian, it's scheduled for 6:30. You can see behind me the Capitol steps. They are empty this morning, very different than what we saw yesterday at both the nation's capital and really all across the country. When people headed to the Supreme Court yesterday, they were met with barricades and fences that had already been put up. Of course, a lot of those people there were to celebrate the possibility of Roe versus Wade being overturned. Others, though, they were there to protest it.
I am incredibly optimistic. It looks like we're going to finally see justice for the unborn in this country, and finally Roe v. Wade will be overturned and recognized as the egregious, disastrous decision that it is.
I'm shocked. I hope that it was just a headline that wasn't true, but I think there might be some truth to it, and I'm hoping that protests like this bring some attention to the fact that America doesn't want to overturn Roe v. Wade, that there is support to maintain it.
All of this after documents labeled first draft and dated from February were published by Politico. It's in response to a case challenging Mississippi's ban on abortion after 15 weeks. In the draft, Justice Samuel Alito wrote, quote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start." The draft also cited Planned Parenthood versus Casey. That was a 1992 case that affirmed Roe's finding of a constitutional right to abortion. Alito wrote, quote, "We hold Roe and Casey must be overruled. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." Obviously, this decision is a huge one, but really it was a scandal because ultimately it was a leak. We know there were a lot of court watchers who were waiting for this decision to come out. As you can probably imagine, they weren't waiting to see it in this specific form and come out this way. Two things to know this morning, though. Justices can and do change their decisions from early drafts like this one. And a breach of secrecy, that's really big. It's unprecedented in the court's modern day history. A CU law professor says it's unlikely to change the outcome, though.
Any interpretation in the past, we can argue is wrong, and so we don't have to follow precedent. That's giving this Supreme Court a lot of power.
And Politico was the news organization that published this leaked draft opinion. We know they said they were able to obtain it from someone who's, quote, familiar with the court proceedings. The FBI, though, likely to launch an investigation into this leak as well. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
So many questions about the leak. Thank you, Veronica. We have just gotten our first response from President Biden to the leak. His statement is broken into 3 parts with the caveat that this draft may not be the court's final decision. First, President Biden says the right to choose is fundamental, and since Roe versus Wade has been in place for nearly 50 years, it should not be overturned for the sake of basic fairness and the stability of our laws. Secondly, the president says he directed administration lawyers to prepare a response when a ruling is handed down. We expect that to happen in late June. And finally, the president says if Roe versus Wade is overturned, it'll be up to lawmakers at all levels of government to codify abortion protections into law. He says his administration will work to that end.
Local leaders are also weighing in. Governor Polis is reinforcing Colorado's commitment to respecting individual rights. In a statement he wrote, any person has the ability to live, work, thrive, and raise a family on their own terms. The governor goes on to say, in Colorado, we will continue to fight for and respect the right to make decisions about your own body and medical health. Colorado Republican Representative Doug Lamborn said, in part, I pray and am hopeful that these reports are true and that the Supreme Court does the right thing. The 1973 Roe versus Wade decision was tragically wrong. Democratic Representative Diana DeGette put out a statement, a joint statement with a California congresswoman saying everyone should have the right to make their own personal health decisions that impact their lives, health, and futures. And it is chilling to think the court is unwilling to protect those rights. Turning to other news now, renters across the metro are facing a lot higher monthly rent.
Yeah, according to the Apartment Association of Metro Denver, rents are rising faster than overall inflation. So rent payments averaged $1,765 a month for the first part of this year, which is up more than 14% over last year. So in dollar terms, it adds up to about $222 more in monthly rent. As Colorado's legislative session then winds down, state lawmakers want more people to be able to afford a home here. And today they'll discuss a bill designed to help the group they call the missing middle. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live to explain this because, Christian, these are families that have steady jobs but don't qualify for affordable housing programs.
Yeah, this is specifically designed to help middle-income families, and this would all create an agency that would focus on affordable housing projects for these families. And within these housing projects, they would have to offer stable rent options for families who make middle income. And the agency that would help with this is called Colorado Workforce Trust Authority. It would also help tenants who are renting transition into home ownership. And when I spoke to a real estate agent in Denver a few weeks ago, she said with this current housing market we're seeing right now, there definitely needs to be more done so families can afford to buy their own home.
It's our #1 wealth building tool in the nation is home ownership. And if we don't create a level playing field with the loans and this access to capital, some people are going to be permanently iced out of owning a home in Denver.
And the bill will go before a Senate committee this afternoon. Live in Denver, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. The Avs begin their quest for the Stanley Cup tonight at Ball Arena.
Yeah, they host the Nashville Predators in the opening round of the playoffs. The Avs spent yesterday with a light workout, just kind of tuning up their strategy. When the two teams last met in the playoffs, which was 2018, the Predators were the top seed. And the Avs were number 8. Well, this year it's reversed. The Avs are the top seed in the Western Conference. Forward Nate McKinnon says the Avs' depth is their strength.
Everyone needs to chip in, but it's up to, our top guys to drive the bus, and that's what we're looking to do. Just got to take care of the first 10, first period, first game against Nashville, hopefully get a win. If not, it's all good. We're your group. You got to get 4.
And good news for the Avs. Everyone is healthy on their roster. We'll have reports from Ball Arena starting at Denver 7 News at 5. The puck drops at 7:30.
All right. Well, still ahead, the special training for Denver first responders to handle the everyday stresses of being in emergencies.
Also, we're following the major developments out of Ukraine this morning. The last stronghold in a key coastal city, which is under attack.